All right. This is my first video. On these videos, I'll be going by the moniker KingBadBlack. That's the name that you can refer to me by on these videos. The reason why I'm going by that is because I don't really participate in the status quo. I'm not looking for any handouts. I don't expect white people to do anything for me. After slavery ended, basically your independent educated black people was considered to be bad blacks, and so that's what I am. I hope it's a lot of us out there, and I hope we start really speaking up a lot more. But this first video is going to be touching on a subject that is very close to home, like most black people in America, and that subject is black churches. I'm not really trying to get on the topic of doctrine. I don't want to criticize you about what you're teaching or what you're preaching. I will have later videos where I touch on topics of discussion that consist of the Bible and Abraham and religion and stuff like that. But that's not the reason for this video. This video is more of a challenge to the black churches and to the black neighborhoods out there, because I really believe that the black churches are taking a lot from the black neighborhoods but aren't giving anything back. And I stress black neighborhoods because we really don't have any black communities, not in America at least. A community consists of supermarkets, grocery stores, stuff like that, hospitals and clinics and doctors' offices, schools, the infrastructure, not just barbershops and beauty salons or a restaurant here and there or a store here and there. Like the stuff that you need to survive and you need to thrive and succeed in life, we don't really have those in our neighborhoods that we control. They're there. I mean, you can find a Saint Alphonsus or a Saint Jude or a Saint something in black communities. You can find public schools and Catholic schools. You can find these things, but you can't find any black-owned supermarkets, any black ran and the curriculum made by the black scholars out there. We don't see any schools out there doing these things. And so, like, this is a challenge to the black churches. And why am I calling the black churches out? Well, the black churches are supported more than any other industry in America as far as black people are concerned. Black people are very spiritual, and the black churches reap the benefits of that spiritual love more than any other industry in the world. And so I got some numbers that I did some basic research on. It's not deep research, because I know for a fact that if I came at you with 15 minutes of just numbers and facts, it wouldn't matter anyway. You're gonna question it yourself if you don't believe it, and I hope you don't believe it and question it and go do the research and not just criticize. But I did some basic research, and the numbers I came up with just made it blatant that we don't need the government, we don't need white people, we don't need anybody but ourselves to get it done. And so I'm gonna go over some of these numbers real quick before I really get into any of my suggestions. And I do have suggestions, not just criticism. I'm not one of those cats that you see on YouTube and on the Vines constantly criticizing their people, but not really suggesting anything that can help them. and those cats I call Sambo niggas, because I think they do it simply to get attention from the same community that they claim to be talking about. You know what I mean? In a sense, I guess, because you know they some of these Sambo niggas be blatantly calling out black people, and they have no embarrassment about it. But anyway, to get into some of these numbers, just to name some of the ministers, just a few, and keep in mind there's thousands of black churches, but just to name 4 of the ministers, and the net worth that I was able to come across on Google. T.D. Jakes is worth $150 million. Creflo Dollar, they say, is worth $26 million. I question that, because we know he is asking for $65 million jets, and he got Bentleys and big ass mansions, and I mean, like, it's ridiculous how this cat is living to be a minister of Jesus. But we'll get into that later. So 26 million from Creflo Dollar, 150 million from T.D. Jakes, so that's 176 million right there. Eddie Long has 5 million, so that's 181 million, and then you throw T.B. Joshua in there with 15 million, so that's 196 million. 4 million short of $200 million. That's just from 4 of them. So we can see the money is there, right? But just to go into the numbers a little more, Henry E. Felders did a study in 2009 that showed that on average, each person in the black church gave on average $508 a year. And so I decided to kind of look up the census numbers, or the census numbers, excuse me, for 2009 to see exactly what those numbers look like. And so in 2009, there was approximately 37,685,848 African Americans accounted for, and 83% of African Americans were considered to be Christians, and so that number came out to be 31,279,253. I times that times the average of $508 and came up with $15.8 billion. So close to $16 billion approximately in 2009. Tyler Media Services did a study in 2006, and they came up with an estimated $17 billion, with Creflo Dollar accounting for $69 million by itself. So again, that $26 million that I spoke about earlier, I'm pretty sure that's not accurate, but that's what he's claiming nowadays, because they've been under investigations for a while now. That's why these numbers is from 2009 and 2006, because they ain't really letting those numbers out anymore, because the sheets being pulled from over all what they got going on. But let's not get into that. We have access to everything that we need to get everything done for our black neighborhoods, to build these black communities that we deserve. And so my challenge is to the black churches. We need to put a foundation together that takes 10%, because that's what you ask from your congregation for your tithes, and then you ask for building funds, and so I think it's just fair that you take 10% of the income that you receive as black churches and put it towards building funds, but not your building fund. We need to build buildings in our neighborhoods that can house some of these schools that we need, so we can get some of these black educators coming out of college that need jobs, and we can get some of these black scholars to come up with curriculum to teach our black youth about our history, so they can stop being lied to, so that we can teach them how to succeed in today's society and deal with the economy issues and stuff like that. Like, we need to take control of this. White people have it, and whenever we bring up the money that black churches get, a lot of the supporters of black churches, the first thing they say, well, what about the money white people got? Well, they have churches, they have also schools though, they have hospitals, they Ralph's, Albertsons, Whole Foods, Walmart. Like, these is white people names. You hear it in the name. And so St. Jude's, St. Alphonsus, St. Vincent's, these is the hospitals we gotta go to. Like, you hear it in the name. And so when are we going to take responsibility? We deserve reparations, but we don't need it anymore. We have all the professionals. We lead in every industry out there. It doesn't matter what it is, the arts, athletics, smarts, it doesn't matter. We got 14-year-old kids going to college on a regular basis nowadays. Nobody else out there is doing that. And so I'm challenging the black churches to take 10%, put it back into these neighborhoods and start literally focusing on building up infrastructure, not just boys and girls clubs, not just going and giving these bullshit handout dinners to the homeless. No, take the real money, put it into what we need for real, and let's build our communities back up. That's my challenge. It's not no nasty ass smoothie challenge. It's not no ice bucket challenge. This is a real life challenge that if we really take it serious and get a focus, we can change everything that's going on about us, and in turn, because we lead in everything else, we change the world. So this is a challenge. KingBadBlack, I got more videos coming because I don't really think that people are speaking on it like they should. I'll start speaking on it, and because we live in the type of society that we live in, it's gonna bring out more, and they're gonna start speaking on it. So KingBadBlack, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off until next time. But challenge to the black churches: step up, help your neighborhoods instead of taking advantage of them.
I would swear to God, but I don't swear no more. I ain't even saying prayers no more. It's like my head ain't all there no more, and I don't even care no more. I would swear to God.